Guerrero.
And your first name again, Daquan, can you spell that for me?
Yes, it is DKWON.
All right. So you are in a courtroom. I'm going to have to ask you to take your hat off, please.
Oh, sorry. My hair is a mess.
All right.
Hello.
I'm stalking you, but in front of you.
Okay. All right. And everyone, please do not talk behind the court reporter. If you're in the box, just ask the deputy. They will move you to the further end. All right. Do you have the exhibit?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Let me look over this real quick. Thousand 23 CR 7388, State of Texas versus Elliott Vela. State, any more evidence you wish to present?
Yes, Your Honor. We'd like to supplement State's Exhibit 1 with that additional police report, Your Honor.
No objection.
All right. I know previously the previous judge stated there was sufficient evidence to find you guilty. And after reading State's Exhibits 1 in attachments with the supplement, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. And the court has accepted into evidence without objection the supplemental to the stipulations. Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, we have plea bargain for deferred adjudication. He is responsible.
Everyone, please whisper. If you cannot whisper, then you cannot talk while we're on the record.
He's responsible for a young son and he wants to turn his life around. So I asked the court to give him this one last chance. 6 years of deferred adjudication.
All right, so here's my question for you. Why are you stealing?
Money for my son.
No, your son doesn't wear cologne. Does your son wear cologne?
No, Your Honor.
How old is your son?
7 years old.
He's 7 years old. He's not wearing Versace cologne. So why are you stealing?
I was selling the stuff for money. It was stupid.
So why not just get a job? People always say there are no jobs available. They are, but there are just some jobs that people think are too good for them. Like I always pass by, I see job applications for Bill Miller's, McDonald's, and McDonald's, I think they're paying $20 an hour. I know some people say, well, I'm not flipping burgers for $20 an hour. But you know what? Guess what? In order for this society and any society to run well, everybody has to be able to do something.
Yes, Your Honor.
You need some people to bring in the crops. I think people are learning that. You need somebody to be maintenance. You need somebody to clean up. You need somebody to change the bedding at the hotels. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
But sometimes people think they're too good for that. So why do you think you're too good to work?
No, I don't. I was working at Toyota. I don't know what happened, honestly.
No, yeah, you do know what happened. If you were working at Toyota, why were you no longer working at Toyota?
Transportation.
No, because there's Via Bus. So why were you no longer working at Toyota?
Out in the country where I'm in Poteet.
Mhm.
Via doesn't go out there.
Mhm. And nobody else in Poteet works at Toyota.
Not where I was at.
I find that very suspicious.
Well, I'm sure there's other people that work there, but I didn't know anybody that did at the time.
I still don't understand that. If you have a great job, so you're telling me if I have a job and let's say my job pays $60 an hour and I'm working there, I have a child and I'm just going to say, well, I can't get to work anymore, so I'm just quitting. That doesn't make sense to me because you find a way to get to work. You either take an Uber, because I know Toyota pays well. You take an Uber to wherever the Via bus stop is, and then you take Via into your work. So that doesn't ring true to me. So again, why are you stealing? And you were stealing with other people. So all of you all got together and say, hey, neither one of us have a job and we need to support our children. So let's go to Nordstrom's rack and steal. I don't even understand going to Nordstrom's to steal. So we're back to why.
It was stupid. It was just to make money.
And how old are you?
28, 29.
So you're 28 years old and you're going to have a felony because you wanted to take some cologne.
It was a mistake.
No, it wasn't a mistake. You know what a mistake is? Let me tell you the definition of mistake. Let's say my mom didn't call me, but my mom calls me every day. So she would have called me and told me what the weather is. So let's say she calls me and she says, Stephanie, it's going to rain in San Antonio. Even though she doesn't live in this state, she always keeps her eye on the weather. And I'm like, okay. And then she calls me before I'm leaving. Don't forget your umbrella. I come to court. I have a black umbrella. I sit down next to somebody else who also has a black umbrella. I see people coming in, they're wet. I pick up the umbrella after I finish my business and I leave. And when I open up the umbrella, I don't see my initials. I took the wrong umbrella. That's a mistake. You made a choice. And let me give you an example of a choice. My mom doesn't call me and tell me it's not going to rain. It's looking cloudy, but I'm like, it's not going to rain. It's San Antonio. And if it does start raining, it'll stop fairly quickly. I come to court. I see people drenched because it's storming, raining. The person next to me has an umbrella. I don't have mine. I know it's raining. So you know what I do? I take their umbrella. That's not a mistake. I knew I didn't bring my umbrella, but hey, I don't want to get wet. You understand? So don't tell me you made a mistake. You made choices. Do you understand? Now, who do you live with?
My mother.
And who else?
My mother, her husband, my little sister.
All right. So you're not really taking care of your child. When's the last time you saw your child before being taken into custody?
Like a month prior.
All right. Does anybody have the October 9th? Was a PSI done on this?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
You got it?
I have it. Thank you. So they're asking for residential treatment. They say you have a alcohol problem, and it appears that you do.
No, I don't. The last time I drank was New Year's of last year. It's not a problem at all. And it's not even drinking. They get drunk. It was just on New Year's. That was the last time.
All right. Well, they're asking for you for residential treatment. I don't know why they're asking for residential treatment because it says you started drinking alcohol at 23 and you do 2 to 3 liquor shots 2 times a year. That to me
2 times a year?
does not. Yeah, that's what it says. 2 times a year.
You know, when I did the PSI, it was when she asked me, I told her on New Year's and on Christmas.
All right. I think it's more than that, but you're saying you don't need inpatient treatment. We're going to start you out with outpatient treatment. Court is going to sentence you to 6 years deferred adjudication, intensive outpatient treatment with probation, 100 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to require parenting classes. Once he completes parenting classes, the 100 hours of community service will be deemed satisfied. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular UAs, make sure they test for alcohol. You're not allowed to drink alcohol at all while you're on probation. Do you understand?
Sure.
There's to be no contact with Nordstrom's. And that includes Nordstrom's Rack, the regular Nordstrom's off Broadway. You're not to go there. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
There's to be no contact with Adam Trevino.
He's a security guard for Marshall.
Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. And once he's,
Except for his child?
no, once he's started doing parenting classes, then you can come back and I'll probably lift that. But he has a alcohol problem according to them, and he's going around, and this is not, according to the police report I read, this is not the only location where they've been committing thefts.
You understand? You can't
There's to be,
your child.
Field visits 1 time per month for 4 months. And then at probation's discretion. They would also probably ask for a theft course. Here's my theft course. Don't steal. Don't take what doesn't belong to you. Do you need a course for somebody to tell you that?
No, Your Honor.
All right. And we'll do the MRT. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Yes, 90 and 90 days. So you'll have to do sober meetings each day. You can do those online. You can do those in person. They're all over the state of Texas, and I'm sure there are some in Poteet. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there anything else, probation?
You have any questions?
All right. Is there anything that you need from the court to be successful?
No, I got it.
All right. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. We can go off the record. You need to be making your son proud of you.
Yes, Your
All
Honor.
right. So do better.
All right.
And this court, in order to be successful on probation, communication is key. If you feel like probation is not addressing something, you can always come back to the court. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck to you.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
The probation officer will talk to you. No excuses. Thank you. Thank you, Judge. May I
Oh,
be excused?
yes. Thank you. Always good seeing you. All right. Who is here on Stephen Estrada?
Eddie Broderick, present.
All right. Where is Estrada?
He's over there in the box.
All right. Come down, Mr. Estrada.
Yeah, just put it on file.
Oh, you're not even on the docket though today, are you? On these two? Okay. All right, well, welcome. I need Sierra LaFaber. That's you?
Yeah.
Just a couple of things, well, 4 things. And we need to go over this just so that you understand. That clearly here, where you hit all of this. In 23 CR 1649, and by the way, the defendant was here with Mr. Adams, her attorney and the state's attorney. In 1649, you have been indicted for the 3rd-degree felony of evading arrest or detention with a motor vehicle, and that carries with it, if convicted, no less than 2 nor more than 10 years confinement in prison, and a fine up to $10,000 can be assessed. Is she eligible for probation, by the way? I don't see any priors here.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, why? There are priors?
She's eligible. For
Oh,
probation.
okay. In front of a jury, also in front of the court. It looks like it is. Then in 1650, this is aggravated assault. With a public servant, and Okay, and in this one, you're not eligible for probation with me because a firearm, I'm sorry, a deadly weapon, namely a vehicle,
Is there
was used.
Can I get rehab?
Just let me go over this and then you can talk to your attorney about options. And if convicted, this is a first degree felony, and if so, you're looking at no less than 5 nor more than 99 years confinement or life imprisonment for this one. And whatever sentence you get would have to be served 1/2 of the time because a deadly weapon was used. I'm trying to impress upon you how serious all these are, and that's just 2 of the 4. Then also here on in 23 CR 1659, you were charged with, is that the same day? On or about September 19th, the same date as the previous 2023 in Jefferson County, Texas, committing aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And you're looking at no less than 2 nor more than 20 years confinement in prison and a fine up to $10,000, and a deadly weapon is used there. So it's whatever sentence you get, you have to serve 50% of it at least. Also, how does that affect her eligibility for probation? I can't, she couldn't get probation with the court in a trial. And in 23 CR 1652 alleges you committed the state jail felony of attempted escape out of the dormitory here. And that carries with it no less than 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail and a fine up to $10,000. Okay, this says this happened on or about September 21st, this attempted escape, which was 2 days after the other 2 offenses, September 19th were the other dates. Finally, 23 CR 716, that's not you. I've got 1, 2, 3. Evading arrest or detention. September 19th, that's the 3rd degree felony, 2 to 10. Aggravated assault on a public servant, 1st degree felony. Aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, 2nd degree felony. And finally, the attempted to commit escape, a state jail felony. So that's a lot of years. We're looking at up to 10 years in one, up to 2 years in the state jail on another, up to life in one other, and finally up to 20 years on a 7th degree felony. But she doesn't have a prior conviction?
No, Your Honor. Not a adult history.
Okay. So what about that?
Can't have a child record in adult court anyways.
I can talk to her with possible.
Yeah, why don't y'all see if there's something that's workable? If not, the first thing that would be tried would be the most serious, the 1st degree felony, which carries with it up to life. And then we try.
Yeah, no, there's no point.
I'm sorry. So you interrupted me there. That's what we're going to try. If we can't work things out, we always go to the most serious case first. So we'll see what y'all can do. Yeah, and let me know.
Can you just do a normal 4-week reset? And that way he can talk to certain parties, and then I think we can probably move it when you come right.
All right. We
Is there
said
any
4.
way I can get a notification or a letter or pictures or something?
He's asking for a 4-week resetting to try to do some more negotiating on all of these cases, because this isn't one of those that's going to be simple. There is no other person on my docket who has as many. Well, there's one other person has as many cases pending at one time, which means each case has to be dealt with individually, and that takes a little more time to try to plan a resolvement in your case. Okay.
I think we're gonna be able to work it out.
I also would like to apologize.
Oh, look, all of that is hold all of that.
Right.
Think about
I'm
it.
sorry, I just-
But you can apologize, but there's nothing,
I know
that's not gonna make a difference right this moment. It has a lot to do with how it's resolved, of course. Remorse is always a good thing to have, but it's just not remorse. It's fixing the mess and doing better is the real key thing. Okay. Anyway, talk to Mr. Adams, and I'm going to reset this 4 weeks. We'll come back and we'll see what we do. Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Kendall Andrews, he has showed up on the.
I know, and he's going to sit there for a little while. Yeah, you can go. You're guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of this theft of a copper.
Yes.
You are hereby sentenced to the state jail felony in accordance with this agreement. You're confined in the state jail for 1 year. Do you understand what has happened today, sir?
Yes.
That is all. Thank you very much. Harold Hughes,
You're gonna place it down flat right here, just like that, okay? Yeah, I mean, you could. Okay. Okay, we get it one more time, same way. Okay. You have a seat with us, okay?
thanks for coming over. Harold Hughes, I need his file.
Yes, sir, and I'll need to see him real quick.
Just go right over there. She needs to get your fingerprint. Thank you, sir.
Raise your right hand, you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
7 here. Thank you. We're still waiting on Ryan Matuska and Mr. Franklin.
Mr. Franklin redid his paperwork. sir,
You ready?
On Hillary.
On Henry Gallery? Mr. Gallery, what's our master plan here?
The 5-year TDC, Your Honor, on the obstruction, and then dismiss the evading with priors.
You already gave me the evading.
Did I? You're like a half for days. All right. 23 CR 716 is called Henry Jerome Guillory. That's you. All right. And Mr. Guillory, you're charged with the 3rd-degree felony as obstruction.
Get the bond reduction.
He's the one controlling the deal making now.
Proceed out of jail and handling the case, but if not, then we should be prepared to move forward.
One thing or another, that's not he's put the cart before the horse, I think. Here are these two. Here. Just hold that for just a second. Let me take care of Mr. Andrews on Kindle. Come on up, Kendall. Who was your attorney on this? Where is it?
I think he went to the drug court.
Kevin Lane.
It's Kevin. Hey, did I get that file to you? Or
I don't.
all right, we now call 22-40875, and Kendall Andrews is present, and this was the trial docket. And Kevin Lane is your attorney who is not here. Just listen, what the court's going to say. You were late, but we also ordered a drug test. You have tested positive for tetrahydrocannabinol of marijuana. What is his bond?
$150,000.
Hello.
Yeah.
The bond is, this is the trial docket. Your bond is going to be revoked. And it will be, it was 150 and it's going to be 300,000. And you're going to have, do you have a drug patch at all?
I have a drug patch.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how.
Well, this is the best test. Your drug test, your drug patch goes in every so often.
And I have a question though.
Yeah.
How can I test positive for marijuana if I haven't smoked it?
You can be around it. If you're around it, it can ingest it. And but we can all smell it. And if I smelled it, I'd run like the wind, especially if I was going to be subject to losing bond. Point is, it's in your system. Means you were close enough to it. You were around it. But you can smell it, and when you smell it, you run before it gets into your system. You can smell it.
But people in my house smokes.
That's too bad. That you have everything to lose. They must not care much about you nor following the rules. It's illegal. Marijuana is illegal unless it's given to you by a doctor under medical purposes.
That's what is the problem.
Yeah, well, you don't. The problem is they don't prescribe marijuana cigarettes. It's tetrahydrocannabinol. THC in a certain, but that's not something that you would be able to ingest. All right. Well, and here's the problem. This was trial docket day. You can't go to trial when you're testing positive for drugs in your system. So that kind of puts us in a bad spot. We have other cases we're going to try, but you're financially not in a position to be getting your bond revoked. But that's what happens in every case. All right. We'll tell your attorney when he gets here and let him talk to you about where you stand on everything. But we're not going to go through the trial. On a trial.
Then in the hospital with everything that they gave me in the hospital.
You've tested positive. That's illegal. That's a bond. Revocation type issue. And when you're on bond, you've got to stay away from all drugs unless you've got something that you can give me that's a doctor prescription for something that you tested positive for. Until you can do that, these are my orders. What I want to do is review this though in 2 weeks, so it's not languishing in jail. All right, that's all. You're in custody. Thank you. Okay, what did you say we were going to do on Mr. Hughes?
Yeah.
Here's Andrew.
Mr. Pugh?
That's you, right?
Yes, sir.
What?
He's asking if it's for